this is Brad from Pro Wrestling Junkies, and welcome to Getting to Know a Junkie. Normally at this point I'd give my spiel about the whole point of Getting to Know a Junkie, but I think you know that already, and basically it's just to make connections with our fellow junkies. Today's junkie is from Columbus, Ohio, and his name is Mr. Shane Green. Hey Shane.
Hey, how you guys doing?
It's good to have you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You weren't like up or out late last night? Because it's fairly early for a Sunday, I suppose.
I wasn't out late. I was up late at my house. I had a buddy come over and we hung out, but whatever.
Yeah. So did you grow up in Columbus as well?
Yep.
And
yes, sir.
What type of like city is Columbus?
Columbus is like actually kind of huge now.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like the 11th biggest city in the United States.
Wow.
Or something. Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, and it's been kind of fun living here my entire life because it's grown exponentially even in my 24 years on this earth. So I've gotten to see it grow. So
it's a lot different now than it was, probably when you were 8 years old. And
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say a lot different, but they've definitely added new things to the city and changed things around. And
does it feel crowded like in the downtown area?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like the nightlife, goes on there as well.
Yeah, downtown and campus area are always popping.
Yeah. All right, let's get to a little wrestling. When did you start watching wrestling?
I can't remember the first time I watched wrestling, but I started watching wrestling when I was very young.
Mm-hmm. Alone or with someone?
With my dad normally.
Oh, nice.
6 and 7 years old, and I watched pretty consistently up until I was 11 or 12, and then I kind of stopped. And then come sophomore year of high school, which was like 10 years ago now, for whatever reason, I just got the itch to start watching again, and I haven't stopped. So
there was a period so I watched from like when I was 8 or 9 till about 13. And then like when like girls came into the picture and like I had to keep being a wrestling
you wanted
fan.
to be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't, I never had any other friends who liked wrestling. So this was like a dark secret of mine. So do you have any like hobbies that you like to do in your free time, or do you have any collections of any sort?
Yeah, actually over on Pro Wrestling Junkies, I like to collect wrestling autographed 8x10s, cards, things like that. Weird wrestling stuff. I mean, I'm just got a jumbled collection of wrestling things.
And are they all over the place, or you try and keep it in order?
I mean, it's kind of all over the place. I mean, I've got a wall of posters right over here. I mean, that's a Slipknot poster.
Yeah.
But So you can see a Macho Man and
that's
Randy
cool.
Savage. Yep. There's an Intercontinental title replica belt down there. I got some action figures.
Okay.
It's all over the place.
Is this like your what people call a man cave?
No. This is actually just my room. It's just decorated.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's great. So when you your 8x10s that you collect, do you go to have those autographed, or will you buy them as well?
I didn't really start collecting 8x10s and things up until a couple years ago, and with my work schedule, it's really tough for me to finagle going and getting things done.
Sure.
So typically I will get them either just by purchasing them, or I'm in a pro wrestling a monthly box that comes with an 8x10 every single month, so I get one shipped to my door.
Is it the Pro Wrestling Crate or a different one?
It's the one done by Pro Wrestling Tees.
Okay, I got this one 2 months ago.
I was gonna say when I got on, I was like, I know exactly where you got that.
It's the first time I've worn it. I'm like, all right, I'll put something different out. I'm sorry about that. Do you ever go to tune into the KNS virtual signings?
Yeah, I didn't necessarily have the best experience, and I don't want to bog this down with
No,
that.
no. You feel free to vent if you want to.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
You were
But
somewhat disenchanted with them.
yes, and but I know that I know that a lot of people really like Ken, and he does provide a pretty cool product for people who are into it. I mean, and he gets a lot of different guys that maybe hard to find. So.
Mm-hmm. So what's your white whale of autographs? The one that you haven't gotten that you want?
Um, White whale would definitely be I mean Benoit or Eddie.
Yeah.
Two dudes who have unfortunately obviously been gone for a long time, and as such haven't had years and years worth of just signing random autographs.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
do you happen to have a Randy Savage autograph?
No,
Because I don't see those ever.
Yeah, no, he's been gone. When did he pass?
It must have been at least 10 years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Because it was like 2 or 3 jobs ago that I had. Because I remember I was, I should have been working, but I was just reading at my desk. I couldn't believe it. That was crazy. But yeah, that would be the one that I would want, but I'll never.
Yeah, I would totally have one for my collection if I could find it, but
yeah,
they're just impossible.
What's the most expensive one you've purchased?
That's an easy one.
Oh, okay.
Let me slide over here real quick. Da-da-da-da. In here somewhere, it's a Edge and Mick Foley dual autograph.
Oh, cool.
So I mean, it's on a card, but it's definitely the most expensive autograph I've ever purchased. It's
go on.
I was gonna say it's also
wow.
Yeah, it's also my favorite match of all time.
WrestleMania 22.
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was the only WrestleMania that I've been to.
I have not had the chance, but it's pretty high in my bucket list.
Yeah, the end was crazy with the table on fire. And, all right. Have you ever? This is just randomly. Have you ever sat on thumbtacks?
Thankfully not.
Okay.
The thumbtacks are one of those spots that I really love, but it's one of those things I'm like, I couldn't do that. I'm like, I can't say deathly afraid at this point, but I'm very afraid of needles.
Yeah.
So like thumbtacks just sound the worst to me.
I always it always made me uncomfortable where they fall into the thumbtacks and they put their hand down to get up. I'm like, God, it's gotta hurt so bad, like sticking your hand in the thumbtacks when you're 300 pounds.
And it's just one of those things that, like, it's not actually going to hurt you. You know what I mean?
There's thumbtacks, you're not gonna die.
But it's just torture. Like,
I was like, okay, if I was gonna do thumbtacks, I'd wear like a shirt, and then afterwards I can just pull the shirt off and it'll take all of them out at once. Okay, I ran off on a tangent. I'm sorry. So do you have your first wrestling memory when you were completely aware of wrestling?
No, that kind of funnels into me not really remembering where I started with wrestling.
So what does wrestling mean to your life on a day-to-day basis or just overall?
I mean, legitimately, I think wrestling is the thing I'm most passionate about in this world. And that's come, for full circle. I'm very passionate about video games. I love video games. I'm very passionate. I can't really say wrestling is my most passionate because I'm the most passionate about music. Concerts, things like that, which obviously can't happen right now.
I know,
but wrestling day to day, I mean, I watch wrestling at some point literally every day of my life at this point, whether I just turn it on when I'm going to sleep, just to have some background noise.
Yeah.
Or whether I'm watching a new show or I just get bored and decide to watch, an old pay-per-view. I mean,
Yeah. I do that every night. Like I'll put something on at the very least before as I'm going to sleep,
yep.
and close your eyes and
I
still
have
hear
to
it.
have a little bit of noise. I don't like complete silence, but I'm a
Yeah,
city boy, so.
yeah. Okay, so you said earlier you watched wrestling with your dad early on. Was did he enjoy it or was he doing it for you?
Oh, no. He still enjoys it. He actually watches more current wrestling just because of what I work
Yeah.
than I do. He watches Monday Night Raw by himself while I'm at work. He watches AEW on Wednesdays. So
Oh, wow.
he's a big wrestling fan as well.
So you have someone always available to talk about wrestling if you want.
Yeah, it definitely depending on what it is. I wish you'd watch New Japan, but he goes, too much wrestling in my life.
Yeah. So, is this something like a valuable part of your life that you get to do this with like your dad?
Yeah, I mean it's really cool to have something common, especially that we can go do. I mean, but the thing is, he's also really into music. So, and when we're into the same styles of music, so whenever concerts are up and running, typically he and I go to concerts together as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wrestling events together. Yeah, I mean, we have a pretty close relationship.
Yeah.
For sure.
It sounds like he's your dad and your friend.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Favorite wrestler of all time and currently?
Favorite wrestler of all time, and this is not who I think is the best wrestler of all time.
Course,
I like to make the distinction. My favorite wrestler of all time is Edge. I hated Edge when I was young, but when I got back into wrestling, as more of an adult again, I was 14, 15 when I came back. But even now when I'm 24, just his work was really just amazing. He was good in ring. Kind of devolved a little bit as his career went on, but whatever. Obviously, it's serious neck injury.
Yeah.
But his character work was always great. He was great at being hateable. He was great at being lovable. Just really cool. And then obviously when he came back, really amazing moment. My favorite current wrestler is Adam Cole by like a lot.
Yeah, it's a safe answer. Okay, best show you've ever been to?
It was best live wrestling show. There's a couple that come to mind.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry about that.
No.
The first time I went to an NXT show was very good. Mm-hmm. It was I know this because I got a post right here for it. It was in 2016. Finn Balor, Samoa Joe was the main event.
Oh, sweet.
You had Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin with hair. Bailey versus Emma. American Alpha versus The Revival. Asuka versus Alexa. So this was like right when NXT was becoming its own like real phenomenon.
Yeah.
And when this was actually the second time I believe that NXT had ever performed outside of Full Sail, or was the second tour or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was very good. I went to Ring of Honor and New Japan's War of the Worlds in 2017, which was a really cool show because
what main event did that?
Oh, it was the Elite.
Yeah.
So Kenny, the Bucks. I think it was just Kenny and the Bucks versus Flip Gordon and Best Friends.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And what's another one?
Or is it just I was at Bad Blood 04, the one where Shawn Michaels versus Triple H headlined in a Hell in a Cell. That went like 50 minutes. That one was really fun because obviously I was a kid. But me, my mom, and my dad all went to that one together. And I just remember, seeing the structure and being amazed and, holy crap, that's huge. Like,
does your mom support this wrestling?
My mom passed away a couple years ago, and it's okay before you say sorry.
Okay. I'm not sorry.
She always supported me with wrestling. My dad had a very minor medical procedure done about a year before she passed. And she told him that he wasn't allowed to go to the Raw that he and I had bought tickets for, mainly just because she wanted to go with me. But yeah. She told him that he wasn't allowed, and it was actually a pretty good Raw. Who showed up? Brock was there for whatever reason.
Nice.
And it was the Raw where Braun Strowman superplexed Big Show, and then the ring collapsed.
Oh wow, what a great show to go to!
Yeah, that was very cool. But I always like to rib him because he had a minor procedure. And she's like, "You're not allowed." He's like, "I can do it," and then the ring collapsed, so he had to watch that one from home.
Oh God, imagine just sitting there like white knuckled.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's awesome that you have that relationship with your dad and your mom.
Yeah, of course.
Those are some great memories. Okay, we're gonna play a Would You Rather game very quickly, and then I'm gonna let you go.
All right.
I'm gonna go so I can go to this funeral. Okay. Would you rather walk on broken glass, or Legos?
First of all, I love Would You Rather, so thank you for doing this.
Sure.
I would much rather walk on Legos. I mean, Legos suck, but they're not actually going to hurt you.
And you'll be able to see them to pull them out if they,
Yeah. Glass.
Okay. Would you rather hang a portrait of yourself nude in your home, or your best friend nude in your home? Like I imagine like a big portrait with lights, like kind of focusing like a main hallway.
I wouldn't care about hanging a portrait of myself nude in my house, but it would be way funnier if I hung a portrait of my friend. People could selfie with it and do with it what they will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be more fun. That's hilarious. Okay, last one. Would you rather eat cobwebs or dental floss?
That one's tough. I think I would rather. I would definitely rather, I think, eat the cobwebs, and I know that sounds silly, but for whatever reason, the dental floss being swallowed and then still somehow being up there, that really freaks me out. Yeah, I want to avoid that at all costs.
Or like I asked my son this, sometimes like if you have a dog and they eat like some yarn and they go to the bathroom, you kind of have to like pull it out like a rope. That's what I imagine with the dental floss.
And that freaks me out. I'm good on that.
All right, Shane, thank you so much for coming on this Sunday morning. It doesn't seem like, did you just wake up recently?
Yes, I woke up roughly 45 minutes ago.
Would you have still been sleeping if you didn't have this?
It's hard to probably, but it's good that it got me up and I got to do something fun. So
sounds good. All right, good way to start the day. All right, you take care, and we will see you on Pro Wrestling Junkies every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
We'll definitely do this again. I want to see more of your 8x10s.
Absolutely. You just let me know, and I'm more than happy to show off if that's what you want me to do.
Yes, and so I will definitely be bothering you again.
All righty.
All right, take care. Have an awesome day. My pleasure.
You too.